Alright, hi everyone, welcome to my channel, City of Lectures. So in this video, we'll work out some past questions on this course, and then we're going to start with the first one, and then that's just to define wireless communication, which is quite straightforward. Okay, so for wireless communication, it's transmission of information between two or more points. Now, two or more, so let's get two or more points. Take this as 1 point and this as another point. So when information goes from one point, this point to this point, and this point to this point, that's transmission of information without physical conductors. Look at this stuff here. Okay, without using physical conductors. When you transmit information without using physical conductors, this is wireless communication. But what are you going to make use of? What are you going to make use of? Using electromagnetic wave, which we can just call EM wave. Okay, so this guy is actually using EM wave. EM wave. So transmission of information from one point to another point without using wires. There is no wire here, no conductor here, but through air. Okay, so without using physical conductors, so what are we using then? We are using electromagnetic wave. And some of this electromagnetic wave, some examples are this, such as radio wave, microwave, infrared, or millimeter wave. Now, these different waves, okay, but the difference between each one is the frequency. Frequency here, what we mean by frequency is amount of vibration. So when we mention frequency here, what we should bear in mind is how fast it takes to complete one circle. How many circles can you complete, or how many complete turns? Circle, let me say circle. Okay, all right, so how many circles can you complete in 1 second? Okay, so in 1 second, these radio waves can go a number of circles, like complete circles, in 1 second. This one goes different number of circles in 1 second. This one goes different number of circles in 1 second. This one goes different number of circles in 1 second. And when I say circle here, what I actually mean is vibration. And you know, if you have, let's say, a string here, imagine a musical bass guitar string. If you play, let's say this is the string, okay, 4 strings. If you pluck or play one of them, let's say you pluck or play one of them, all right, what's going to happen? This guy is going to vibrate. Is that not so? This guy is going to vibrate. So how many times? Look at this. Let me just zoom out or zoom in. This is one vibration. Okay, it goes up and comes back down to where it started, and goes down and comes back to the beginning. Okay, so this is one complete circle. Up, back, down to where it started from, down, back to where it started from. This is one complete circle. So this gives us one complete circle. I just said that. So this is a vibration. Okay, so how many of this one do you have inside 1 second? In 1 second, how many times can you do this? Okay, so that's frequency. So this guy has a particular frequency that's different from this one, that's also different from this one, that's also different from this. So all these are just to explain what wireless communication uses, since they do not make use of physical conductors. They do not make use of physical words. Without physical conductors, these guys are not there. They are not using it. Okay, so what they make use of is what? Electromagnetic wave. And these waves are radio waves, microwaves, infrared, or millimeter wave, which are just waves at different frequencies. Okay, so this is just the idea of wireless communication. Then examples are mobile cellular network, Wi-Fi network, satellite communication, Bluetooth system. All these make use of the different waves. This wave, this wave, this wave, and this wave. So all these guys make use of different waves. Okay. So radio wave, that's what Bluetooth system use. Radio wave. Radio wave. Okay. For satellite, all these guys make use of what? Microwave. Okay. But don't worry about that. Just know this. Have what is the definition of wireless communication? Okay, which I just explained here. Okay. And all right, that I think this example was just added. If you look at the question, it is not there. If you look at the question, it's not there. The question is just define wireless communication. But of course, if you mention the examples, you can do that. Of course, we know our mobile phones, we use wireless now. Mobile phone communication is wireless, of course. And when you connect to Wi-Fi for your browsing or something, school Wi-Fi or whichever one, it's wireless. You don't plug your phone with a wire to someone's Wi-Fi. You don't. It's wireless. Even satellite communication is also wireless. Bluetooth, it's also wireless. Okay, when you connect your Bluetooth from someone's phone to your phone or system, you do not connect any wire. Okay, so those are just the examples. All right, so in the next video, we'll talk about the next question and answer, which is this: to list 5 characteristics of wireless channels. All right, see you in the next video.